Okay, so welcome once again to the episode number 6 or week number 6 of the 26 episodes that we have planned for Thunderous Thursdays on a small topic of finance, which I keep on sharing every Thursday, unless it is a holiday or a celebration with my family. I'll then shift the day, maybe a day ahead or maybe a day early, depending upon that. But this is my paradigm or my commitment to give you at least 26 episodes of this. A little more than a short YouTube video, much less than the webinar. So this is my, you can say, aim this year. So all my presentations always begin with thanking the Lord Almighty, who's giving me much more than deserve, what I deserve. And when it comes to finance, no thanks is less to my dad, and who has been instrumental in teaching the clinical part of finance. Trust me, guys, whatever topics I'm taking up in these lives through various modes, these all 26 topics are the one which have been very, very close to my dad's heart. So all the 5 topics before this and even the today's topics, and again, the next 20 topics, they have been handpicked by me. What were my dad's favorites? So I have always tried to inculcate those things only. So this is my brief CV, or are aware of it by now. So as I said, today is a special day for me. I celebrate 4 years anniversary of my WhatsApp groups. Of course, I've been giving online education since uh, 23rd August 2016. So it's 5.5 years. But in my own groups, they complete 5 years today. Of course, we started the finance group number 1 on this day. But yes, now gone up to, you can say, 6 groups. So this is the format. So I always keep on, you can say, limiting these audience to 256, 257. Whenever somebody leaves, I transfer from the 6th group to other groups. So there are no invite links. I'm the only admin, and my endeavor has been to actually promote you can say advertisement free education in this fully commercial world in today's age. So what I can do best is I can just pat my back that I have been successfully completing these years. Without you all, it wouldn't have been possible. And yes, there is a strong code of honor needed for that, which I've been following since the very beginning. So again, YouTube channel also similar way, lot of content on the 3 topics that I do: practice, management, finance, and medical legal. So as on 5th February, 412 videos are already there on my channel. You can get a bite of it and enjoy it. So topic of my today's session is the risk part. And what is the risk in finance? The EMI, the loan part. So those are some issues which we actually don't take into account, because the zeal to grow is too much sometimes. We want to grow, we want to expand, we want to, you can say, widen our wings, widen our horizons. We indulge in those kind of things. But then not everybody is financially stable, not everybody has good resources, not everybody has good support system in form of parents or family at least supporting them. So the best way people feel is the loan part. And loan is not just a loan is not just a risk, it is a big shark. That is what I know about it. And trust me, the management of loan is not an easy thing. The only thing is that it is a vicious cycle. If we get trapped into it, and we will continue to remain trapped in the same. Why do I say the same? Because once you actually try to get rid of it, then something other pops up. Then to pay that off, we take another loan, and the loan goes on. When the loan cycle is bigger, that would mean it is, you are actually paying back the bank or the financial institution from where you've taken the loan at some cost. So what is the cost? The cost is your future financial independence. The cost is your financial retirement. The cost is, you can say, your independence in terms of living your life when the going gets tough physically. Remember, most of us are private practitioners. Even those who are working in colleges will never ever have a pension unless it is a government employee, and those are handful only. So we are not going to have pension. We are going to live by only what we earn and what we invest. I have always suggested you can say, rather strongly advised against the concept of, sorry, in the favor of the concept of MSI, multiple streams of income. So if somebody does not have a multiple streams of income, he's actually, you can say, going to have a difficult way. So what exactly do I mean by MSI? You will say, sir, we are a dentist. We are either the practitioner or maybe the working professional in the college or in the hospital. How can we? I don't know any other work. How can I have MSI? The multiple streams of income is possible only if you make your own money grow something good for you. Compounding, interest, you can say cyclic growth. The problem is we lose out on time and then we crib. I'll just give you a very small comparison. Of course, I'll detail this aspect in the next session. But if somebody just starts with a sip of 5,000 rupees a month and invests just 60,000 per year and expects that the same is in equity and the same grows at an traditionally speaking average of 12% per year, can you guess how much that amount will become in 30 years? Yes, it is a long time, but you are investing just 5,000. The answer is 1.77 CR. 1.77, पौने 2 करोड़, सिर्फ 5,000 per month. Of course, I'll address this aspect in detail. But just to put things in right perspective, if you don't give that money to grow for 10 years, I mean, you start 10 years late. So your money is now growing for 20 years. You will say, sir, 60,000 साल का 10 साल का हमने 6 लाख ही कम दिया, कितना फर्क पड़ जाएगा? The answer is, to your shock, if the same 5,000 per month grows for 20 years at 12%, just 10 years less, or 2/3 the time of the original time, the answer is 49.9 lakhs. Isn't it a shocker? You get more than 3.5 times by just investing 10 more years. How does that happen? Compounding kicks in. The first initial few years of compounding are dull, insipid, and boring. You don't actually feel like, oh my God, what exactly am I supposed to do? The money is not growing, as Dr. Ahuja, Dr. Navdeep said. How is this going to happen? But imagine that amount that is going to actually, you can say, kick in and give you a big beast when the compounding kicks in. So people who have this thought that if I am starting out late, I'll pump in more money. When it comes to finance, your time is your most valuable asset. That is one thing you need to understand. And if for the first 10, 15 years, you are busy expanding and all that, I'm not against those concepts of expansion of clinic. We all need to, you can say, widen. We all want to grow. We all want to have a good practice, earn good money, have good name and fame, and all that, whatever we want. But in this pursuit of that, we forget the basics. The basics of just investing at least some amount. And then why are not we able to do it? Because we are into the vicious debt cycle. And that is what my topic is for today. This whole introduction was for that part of it. So how can you keep actually your debt burden in check? Let's check it out. The first thing is to know your credit score. Keep a tab on the total amount of loans you take. People don't actually know what is a credit score. This was CIBIL score. Pucha tha mere advisor ne. CIBIL score, they spell CIBIL also as SIBAL. It is not exactly, it is CIBIL. But this is the way people do it. Because a synonymous name is famous with Mr. Kapil Sibal, the Congress spokesperson. So they say CIBIL score is like SIBAL. So this is the way. They're not only the CIBIL score, there are more than that. There's Equifax, there is 2 more, which are commonly followed in India. I'll show you that. But then people are not actually aware of that. Of course, a low credit score is harmful for financial health. You may not get loans. And if you don't have a good support system, you want to grow, but you are handicapped, you get a loan and get into that trap. You don't get a loan, you get into the depression trap. So either way, it is dangerous. So as I said, there are various credit bureaus, various agencies like ICRA, FICRA, and so on. But the credit bureaus are CIBIL, Experian, Equifax, Highmark. So CIBIL and Experian are the most commonly resorted ones. Average between 700 to 900 is the accepted range. Anything below 700 or 750, either of the two, usually individual, you can say parameters, but nobody can get a loan or a handsome loan, because the score actually depends upon how you pay back, what is your payment history in the past, based on whatever credits you have taken, and even your credit card falls into that category. So this is a little about that. Then we have to be our own debt manager, because we all don't want to actually, you can say, manage our debt. We just seek counseling. You can say ki kaise manage kare. But credit counseling can be actually a very costly thing. At least in the Western world, it is a very, very costly proposition. And you can say the best alternative for you is to manage debt on your own. For that, you need to be aware of many, many things. But then everything starts with a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you can't follow your goals. So the first thing is to cut down on your loans and don't default on the existing EMIs. Because if you have a habit of taking a loan, unless your current credit history is good, you won't be able to take it. And trust me, guys, whether or not you take a loan or don't take a loan, anyways, we actually all are in the debt cycle, because a 0% free interest is a very luring thing for us many a times, which actually comes with a lot of hidden charges. Not always, but many a times. But then the default happens, and then late payment charges, finance charges, and all those things are actually way higher than the actual EMI you're going to pay. And people just don't bother. They say finance is not our cup of tea. We are dentists, we are doctors, we never studied maths in +1 and +2 for a reason, that we will not deal with this bloody subject whole our life. And trust me, we didn't study management either. And when it comes to managing your clinic, you need to actually be a MBA-like attitude as well. If you don't have that, you'll be actually a big failure in practice. Because what does MBA teach? It teaches you systems and processes. The systems which can manage your clinic, the processes which can give you outflow. So similarly, finance and the numbers teach you playing with the numbers, managing those numbers, and actually getting a thing or two in balance and order. So the basic formula I always give is never ever cross. Your total EMIs should never cross 30 to 40% of your gross income. Gross income is the total collection, not the carry home income. For example, if you're earning 2 lakh rupees, your EMIs should never cross, you can say 80,000 or 60 to 80,000, between that 30 to 40% of your gross income. And that is the upper limit. Don't ever cross that. Because if you cross that, you're going to carry home much lesser, because you have clinic expenses also to meet, clinic materials, lab bills, and the miscellaneous, so many other bills, and the internal marketing things to manage in clinic. Then try availing loans at cheaper rates. Thank COVID for that. RBI for infusing so much of liquidity in the system. Even today, the RBI did not change the repo rate, so that the same, it was a surprise. Many were expecting like the US or the Fed taper happening in the Western world. We were expecting the RBI would actually, you can say, taper the rates and just pull back some liquidity from the banks. And when they pull back the liquidity, the banks won't be able to distribute loans with that free wish and will. And if they don't have that liberty, the loan rates are going to go high. We have been witnessing in the past 2 to 3 months that the banks have already started raising their FD charges, maybe their other you can say incentives to pull public to back to their scheme by maybe 10, 15 BPS points. I mean, 5.5 raising to 5.65, 5.25 raising to 5.4, like that. So they are on the higher side. They are a fair amount of indicator that the home loans are going to go. And trust me, home loans are dirt cheap in today's time. We are almost completing 2 years of COVID, and home loans are at 6.1, 6.2, 6.6. The max I know is 7.2 by HDFC, if I'm not wrong. So yes, many would be close to that, but that is the range, 6 to 7.2. And trust me, home loans at this are actually like a windfall for people who are looking to buy homes. So then, of course, there is a loan portability option also available these days. So go and do your research. I've taken 3 different detailed sessions on what to look out for in the loans. What are the factors that you will pick up? Not only the loan EMI, we just look at the EMI part, the pre-processing, and so many other factors. Of course, due to the paucity of time, I cannot go into all those factors, but those videos are already there on YouTube. What do you need to look? And those are pretty long, 3 sessions of almost 2 hours each. If you want to get benefited, you can watch those sessions. But my aim here is to actually give you small tips to actually get over the loan charts. And trust me, many credit cards also provide at low interest rates. But even the low interest rate of the credit card is 24%. They will advertise it as 2%. TNC would be 2% per month. That is 24%. And average credit card interest is 36 to 42%. They can go as high as 48 to 52%. इमेजिन बैंक आपको सेविंग बैंक में 2.5-3% दे रहा है, लोन आपको 6.5 में मिल रहा है, लेकिन आपका क्रेडिट कार्ड का 36 से 42, 48, 50% इंटरेस्ट. यू आर पेइंग एक्चुअली हाफ ऑफ व्हाट यू लुक. 100 रुपए लिया था तो 150 वापस कर रहे हो. कैन यू इमेजिन इफ यू आर डिफॉल्टिंग ऑफ कोर्स, और इफ यू आर, यू कैन से, गोइंग इनटू अदर पार्ट्स. So all these factors can actually help you a lot, because ultimately the loan is going to make a big hole in your carry home income. The more you resort to it, you can say the lesser freedom you will have in your life. And when I mention freedom in the finance session, it automatically means financial freedom. Then one aspect we don't resort to is ensuring timely payment of loan. We keep looking at EMI, 2 दिन पहले देंगे नहीं, 3 दिन देंगे नहीं, then a Sunday comes and a holiday comes and that late payment kicks in, and then we pay a penalty also. एक तरफ हमारे पास EMI देने के पैसे नहीं है, एक तरफ हम एक्स्ट्रा दे रहे हैं. So then the financial prudence standpoint, it is actually not a very good thing. And a habitual defaulting on loan repayment, you can say it actually debars you from achieving other priorities. You want to be financially, you can say, free by the age of 55. But you are nearing 37, 38, and you have yet not started investing. One of my very good friends, he's in civil hospital, Ludhiana, dentist only. Excellent person, but elder to me by 5 years. He calls me up every now and then. We talk usually once or twice a week. I usually have something or the other, getting someone injected in the civil hospital for COVID. So I do talk to him. He is in my groups also. He keeps on saying, you know, I am elder to you over 5 years. Yes, sir, I know. You know, I earn this much amount because of my Sarkari Naukri. Yes. You know, I have this much EMI to pay. You know how much saving I have? 0. If I am 45, he is nearing 50 or close to that. So, and he said 0 is not over zero wala. It is a big ZERO. He mentioned it like this. मैं कहा सर आप किस चीज का इंतजार कर रहे हैं? मैं कहा फिर मैं आपको गाना सुनाऊंगा, मैं हूं ना वाला. किसका है ये तुमको इंतजार, मैं हूं ना. तो मैं बैठा हूं, मैं 5 साल से 4 साल से एजुकेशन दे रहा हूं, आपके पास तो हूं कब से. कांट यू टेक माई एडवाइस? मैं तुम्हारे ग्रुप्स में रोज पढ़ता हूं. आई एंजॉय इट अ लॉट, but I can't follow it. Why? You being a Sarkari employee are paid more than 2 lakhs gross at least. A big portion of that goes into EMI. That is the big fault. EMI for clinic, EMI for loan, EMI for children's education, and blah, blah, blah. The wife is also a dentist. Of course, I can't detail much details because then the identity would be clear. The wife is also a dentist, but she's also working in a college. But this is the way things work. Two people earning handsome salary, having their own clinic, still have zero. The wife is my age, the husband is nearing 50. One of the kid is 22, 23, another kid is about 19 or 20. Kids crossing their teenage, and the guys have not even just started to save. They have just not even started to save for their future. Imagine. ठीक है, टाइम बीत गया, बहुत कुछ बीत गया, बट आगे now you will retire in 10 years time, boss. What will you do? Probably you will feel that yaar VRS aa gayi hai, I'll retire early also. I want to retire at 58, 55. What do you have in hand? Your pension and gratuity. How many years is that going to last? You are not going to get, you can say 1 crore of gratuity. Even if you get 1 crore of gratuity, or maybe you can say some pension also, how many years it is going to last? You have lost out on the golden period of investment, which could have given you compounding. I told at the start, 5,000, just 5,000 per month for 30 years. If you even start at the age of 30, of course, कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है जो 5,000 per month करेगा, 60,000 year का करेगा. They'll slowly go on increasing it when they say the returns coming. A 5,000 only in 30 years at 12% will give you 1.77 CR. Imagine what if your volume is close to, you can say 30,000 per month, 6 times. How much is going to grow by your retirement? अरे अंधा कुआं है, keep on putting it. But this loan shark actually does not give us the freedom to drop in the money over there. And sometimes we don't have resources and we can't prioritize किसको ले. वो भी मेरे को क्लिनिक में मेरे पड़ोसी डेंटिस्ट ने ओपीजी लगाया है. मेरे को मेरी रूह को सुकून नहीं मिलेगा जब तक मैं भी ओपीजी ना लगा. मैं ओपीजी नहीं लगाऊंगा, मैं सीबीसीटी भी साथ में लगाऊंगा. That one man upshift game depends upon yours. Again, that is a topic of practice management other day altogether. But these kind of things, investment done and kept in the aloof corner of the clinic, depreciating in value, not giving you any interest, but you are paying EMI for it. And that portion, what you were supposed to invest for your future, you are earning the bankers, making the bankers earn, I mean to say. मेरा एक friend है dentist ही है, but he left dentistry into, you can say, other businesses, has a petrol pump, has a franchisee of a school, makes is kind of a road contractor, also makes roads for government. So he does all those kinds of works. And for the school, he took a big loan. He said, whenever I go to my home, my dad always says, उसका lecture सुन लिया कर कभी. तू कमा रहा है और बैंक खा रहा है. तेरा फ्यूचर कहाँ है? सारी जिंदगी हम लोग एक्सपेंशन के चक्कर में लोन लेते रहते. और कल को in this hope, we do a dentistry and then our kids will continue. And then the kids say, sorry dad, sorry mom, I don't want to be a dentist. Then we sell off. Dentist going abroad, resources available for cheap, for selling. We short sell it and then we go and settle and live at the mercy of others in our old age. Remember, it is too, you can say, sorry full a thing to ask for money from your kids in your old age. Most of us not going to have any pension. Our own financial future, our own financial retirement fund is going to only help us. And in Bhari Jawani, we don't even think of it. How many people are live with me? 6, 7, 8. 1500 लोगों को मैसेज आता है कि लाइव अटेंड कर लो. कितने आते हैं? 7, 8. हम लोग तो आएंगे, मैं तो आऊंगा, मैं तो बोल के चले जाऊंगा. कल YouTube का लिंक शेयर कर दूंगा, 40, 50, 100 और देख लेंगे. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? It's not my loss in any ways. I have planned for my future. I do it almost on a daily basis. I keep on shuffling my banking. I keep on shuffling my investments. I have a portfolio in check. And I do this along with my dentistry, 8 to 9 hours of dentistry, even I am doing, like all of you. I have a strong love for it and I can't leave dentistry unless, you can say, death does us apart. I can, of course, change my hours, change my style, whatever thing, but I can't leave dentistry. जिस प्रोफेशन से इतनी मुश्किल से प्यार हुआ मुझे 2001-2 तक, उस प्रोफेशन को मैं इतनी जल्दी नहीं छोड़ सकता. So I'm doing that part also and doing the other things also. But if these things are not actually inspiring you in a way, then you need to really ask yourself, what are we doing by just earning and dumping that money in our commode, in our sofa, in our bed, in our pillow, in our wherever convenient, in our trunk, in our bunker, in our house, and then wait for one eventful day. मित्रों, आज रात 12 बजे से नोट बंद. Do we want to, you can say, have that one episode once again? That money overnight became worthless. We have cash. We can't pay cash to pay off our loans. We have an investment, but we can't pay that to invest in our future because white is only used. अब white के लिए income ज़्यादा दिखानी है, income ज़्यादा दिखाने के लिए tax ज़्यादा देना. ना हम tax देंगे, ना हम invest करेंगे. एक mental security कि अपने पास पैसा पड़ा ना, invest नहीं भी किया क्या फर्क पड़ता? Your choice. I can't do it. But then there is other category who earns, shows, but कुछ बचता ही नहीं है. Big zero, ZERO. Then another variety loves to flash and flaunt their credit cards. तेरे भाई के पास 4 क्रेडिट कार्ड है, सब कंपनी का है. एमएक्स का, मास्टर कार्ड का, वीजा का, रुपए का. अब तो रुपए का भी क्रेडिट कार्ड आता है since 3 years. So then the habit is to pay minimum balance only. If you're just paying minimum balance, you need to review this practice handsomely. Because paying the minimum balance will not actually help you. It'll keep on digging or burning a hole into your pocket. It'll attract still the finance charges, if not the late payment charges and other associated ones. Banks तो कहेंगे minimum दो आप. अगर आप पूरा पेमेंट देते रहोगे 50-day क्रेडिट पीरियड या 48-day क्रेडिट पीरियड रिस्क इंटरेस्ट फ्री क्रेडिट पीरियड में, तो बैंक को क्या कमाई है? बैंक्स आर ओनली बैंकिंग ऑन 2 थिंग्स. यू मिस द ड्यू डेट और यू पे द मिनिमम अमाउंट. दोनों केसेस में हम कमाएंगे. Whatever reason you give, मेरे को तो स्टेटमेंट मिली नहीं, मैंने तो डाला था चेक, आपने पिक नहीं किया, क्रेडिट नहीं हुआ, ऑल दोस थिंग्स. डिजिटल एरा में भी हम लोग वो काम करते हैं जो आज से 10 साल पहले होते. A friend of mine yesterday only was having a talk with me. यार हर बार मेरा ना ये इस तरीके को ना क्रेडिट कार्ड कंपनी वालों से झगड़ा होता है. मैं हर बार चेक 5 दिन पहले डालता हूँ. मेरा चेक होता नहीं, मेरे को आया था, आपका चेक नहीं था, आपका चेक इस डेट को मिला, उन्होंने पिक नहीं किया, इनके ड्रॉप बॉक्स से होता नहीं, इनकी ये प्रॉब्लम. एंड डू आई टेल यू वो अपना चेक कहाँ ड्रॉप करता है? एट अ ड्रॉप बॉक्स ऑफ एचडीएफसी बैंक. एचडीएफसी का क्रेडिट कार्ड है. At a Karyana store, where yes, HDFC has given grocery stores and Karyana stores also as an outlet to check pickup for the installment of the EMI part. But sometimes the pickup happens there after 2 to 3 days. It doesn't happen daily. So he drops it and every month has a fight. भैया तेरा HDFC में अकाउंट भी है ना? हाँ है. So why don't you add this card in your net banking and pay immediately? Rather than even the 5 day, put a reminder in your phone for 2 days. For example, तेरी ड्यू डेट 22 तारीख है, 19 का 20 का रिमाइंडर लगा ले. सुबह 8 बजे का, 9 बजे का, 10 बजे का, whatever time you go to clinic, whatever time you have access, लगा ले रिमाइंडर. 19 को भूल गया तो 20 को पे कर देंगे, फिर भी तेरे पास 22 की लास्ट डेट है तेरी. Why don't you do in that sense? यार ऑनलाइन ऐड करूंगा क्रेडिट कार्ड, मेरे क्रेडिट कार्ड किसी ने पैसे चुरा लिए. Lack of knowledge, ignorance. क्रेडिट कार्ड अगर आप डिजिटली ऐड करेंगे तो क्या आपके कार्ड से कोई पैसे चुरा लेगा? Unless you put in the CVV number and unless you put in the, again, 2-factor authentication is available in the form of OTP. It is a 2FA. He said, what is 2FA? Because boss, मैं 2FA 2013 से use कर रहा हूँ. Then I showed him one of my small numeric gadget. I had a Federal Bank account opened up in, you can say 2013 or 12. And in 2013, they introduced 2FA. It is a small device like a pager, which I got it at that point of time, free of cost. And every time I log into my net banking, I have to enter a punched-in digit from there. Unless I you can say enter it, I cannot log in. Yes, there is a 2FA different mode also through OTP now. But at that time, it was not there. Yes, I can sync the hardware. It is known as the hardware token. Now many banks have introduced in a digital format also. Said ये 2FA मैं 2013 अगले साल 10 साल हो जाएंगे इसको. You are asking me what is 2FA? People don't know it. And trust me, वो मेरा दोस्त है और ग्रुप 1 में पहले दिन से. और हार्डवेयर टोकन के बारे में मैंने कम से कम नहीं तो 4 बार डिस्कस किया in my group sessions. People don't have the time to open up on it. So the banks want it that you pay them finance charges, other charges. They'll be very happy. Then additionally, you need to know where do you splurge, what kind of credit behavior you have. Multiple credit cards, are they impacting you? उसकी ड्यू डेट कब थी, इसकी ड्यू डेट कब थी, इसका ये साइकिल था, उसका वो साइकिल. अरे इतने रखने क्यों हैं, एक रखो. वही फ्लैशिंग एंड फ्लॉन्टिंग द कार्ड्स. एक्स्ट्रा इंटरेस्ट देंगे, एक्स्ट्रा ईएमआई देंगे एंड वेस्टेज ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. वैसे हम रोते रहते पैसे नहीं है, पैसे नहीं है, ऐसे पैसे फालतू है हमारे पास. देन द लॉजिक गोज रिवर्स. पहले सस्ते वाले निपटाओ ताकि एक बड़ा रह जाए. बड़ा छोटा डेट कुछ नहीं होता है. There is only an expensive debt and you can say a cheap debt. Something like a home loan is known as a cheap debt. It is also counted as a good loan. Something like a credit card or a personal loan is counted as a bad loan. And it is an expensive debt. So amount मेरे लिए नहीं होता कि ये सस्ता है कि महंगा है, whatever. I go by the expensive and the cheap via the rate of interest. So my option is always to pay the expensive debt first. This is again a challenge for people. Mindset वैसा है, rigidity, not flexible at all. So going somewhere, ending up nowhere is a common thought. So there are some debts which are actually costly than others. There are some which are having higher rate of interest, as I mentioned. The personal loan. बहुत लोगों को doctor's loan भी offer किया जाता है, like a Yes Bank, like a Bajaj Finance. That is actually a personal loan in the garb of a doctor's loan. वो कहते हैं मिनिमम देते रहो, इंटरेस्ट रेट कम पड़ेगा, ज्यादा नहीं देना पड़ेगा. सो पीपल कैन से. और कुछ ऐसे होते हैं बहुत छोटे से लोन कि मैंने ये 3,000 का लोन लिया था. अरे यार 3,000 के लिए भी तुम्हें लोन लेने की जरूरत थी तो पड़ा तो पे इट ऑफ इमीडिएटली. व्हाटएवर रीजन यू हैड सम इंसेंटिव कि लोन लोगे तो आपको साथ में कोई फ्री भी मिल रही है, गैजेट मिल रहा है, ठीक है, दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ पैकेज समटाइम्स. बट इफ इट वाज एन इंस्टेंट थिंग, 3,000 पे इट ऑफ एंड फिनिश इट ऑफ. डोंट पोस्टपोन दोस पेमेंट्स. वो 3,000 में भी क्या 12 ईएमआई लगाओगे 250 रुपए की? यू नीड टू थिंक योरसेल्फ, आर यू अ फूल? तो 250 रुपए की ईएमआई लगाओगे, एक भी ईएमआई मिस की वो 3,000 का आप 4,000 दोगे. Then, as I said, learn to separate the good debts from the bad debts. A home loan is a good debt. A personal loan is a bad debt. A credit card is a bad debt. So good debts will always have a low rate of interest. I mentioned home loan, 6.1 to 7.2 average. And they lead to asset creation like a home loan or an education loan. Even education loan is not that expensive. 7 to 8.7 or 8.8, approximate range. So bad debts are expensive. They don't lead to any asset creation. वो सिर्फ flaunt और flash करने के लिए होते हैं. Avoid all of them as much as possible. Credit card रखना रखो. Reminders लगाओ for the payment. Due date को नहीं लगाना, 2 दिन पहले के लगाओ और 2 reminder लगाओ कम से कम. Because लोन लेना आसान है, पे बैक करना बहुत मुश्किल है. It is not always about the resources. It is about one's nature also. You can forget it. और जितना आप लेते जाओगे उतना आप फंसते जाओगे. इतना लिया था यार, भूल जाता हूँ, मेरी प्रॉब्लम है. तो लेते क्यों? मतलब who tells you to take it? So with patience, self-discipline, commitment, you can accomplish your debt goals. And once you know that how to do that, trust me, you can cut off your debt cycle easily. So what is the carry home gyan for today? A good financial plan is the one which can help you achieve financial goals, gives you right funds at the right time in the right amount. But developing a financial plan can be pretty much complicated. If you don't know where to begin, take advice from a reliable source. You will say, sir, आप लोन की बात कर रहे थे, अब ये financial plan कहाँ से आ गया? I'm actually setting the tone for the next session. Because अगर लोन नहीं होगा तो वो पैसा आप हर रोज रेस्टोरेंट में पिक्चर देखने में थोड़ा ना गवाओगे. कोविड ने वैसी बहुत चीजें लिमिट कर दी हैं बहुत ज्यादा. So need to balance your asset allocation and your debt. So this is a topic I have for next week, making a financial plan. How do you go about it? A very short, brief introduction I'll be giving about next week, that how to go about your financial plan. So thank you so much for watching this. So this is my YouTube channel, my KYC. Again, my WhatsApp groups, which completed 4 years today. My social media presence, all by my name, Dr. Pravdeep. Please do provide me your valuable feedback on my number, on my page, on your page, or on my page, wherever you're listening it, or on the YouTube channel, or on the Facebook groups you will be watching it, or on my personal sale. Bookers and brickbats both welcome in equal way. So thank you so much, and I just take a minute to acknowledge the visitors on my say page. Just thank you all and take up questions if any. So, hi Dr. Vrinda, hi Dr. Akshay, good evening Sonia ma'am, hi Dr. Rishabh, hi Dr. Manuji, good evening, hi Maninderjeet, hi Renuka ma'am, thank you Sonia ma'am for watching. So I hope today's session was somewhat beneficial in some regards to actually set a tone for the next week. So if there are any questions, I'll be waiting for a couple of minutes, and otherwise I'll log off and see you on Monday with the next session of practice management or miraculous Mondays. And yes, that is going to be a very interesting session this Monday. So any questions, or I take your leave? Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you on Monday with Miraculous Mondays, episode number 7. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a great weekend.